to our very first part and first live tutorial for the Rose Box, or should I better say the 14-in-1 Chocolate Praline Rose Box with heart envelope. My goodness gracious, that's a long name, but I got to put it all in there, right? You got to know what's in there. So this one is a really fun pattern. It's perfect for Valentine's Day, for Mother's Day, and beyond. It includes a lot of fibers with 0 calories at all. Yay! And of course, filled with chocolate, although all crocheted. And then we have this gorgeous rose box right there, and I'm really excited for it. So we're going to crochet today. I'm going to cover all the important parts. I'm not going to crochet the entire thing. That would be too long. But I'm going to show you the most important parts and answer all of your guys' questions that are here live and that I have seen in a few days prior to this. So we're going to focus on the rose box lid, meaning the lid itself, okay? So there are a couple of things that are different between the inside part versus the outside part. So we're going to talk about that. We're not going to focus on the assembly just yet. We're going to do that in part 2, because part 2 it will be the bottom section, or should I say the green section of the rose box. So the bottom part of it with the leaves, that is going to be part 2, and the assembly for it as well. So that's when we're actually going to talk about the plastic canvas, etc., okay? So we're also going to cover the little tiny envelope right there, which includes linked crochet for the envelope itself, and then the heart which comes on top of it. You can sew on, glue on, whatever you wish. If it's not a wearable, don't be afraid to use some glue. It's fine, okay? And then of course I have some Velcro there as well, which you technically don't need today. I would recommend having it the next time around, meaning part 2, when we do the assembly. That's when you really have to worry about or think about how you're going to attach the envelope if you wish to attach it. Whoopsie daisy, I just hit my keyboard. So anyways, how's it going, everyone? I hope you're having a beautiful Monday, and I sure hope you're excited to crochet this entire piece. I know a lot of you guys already started. Some of you guys almost finished. You guys are ahead. You guys are amazing. I'm so proud of you. Okay, so remember, there's a couple of things I want to point out for the live tutorial. Okay, so number 1, the reason I do it as a live tutorial is for you to have instant support. So don't be afraid to ask questions. I see your guys' questions. I will answer them live right here. That is much better than having to wait for a designer to respond, right? So now, of course, during the replay, that will be a little bit different, but I will keep an eye on any questions that come during the replay, because I don't want to, I want to make sure that even those who can't be here live are still going to benefit from the entire live tutorial, okay? So make sure you ask questions if you have any throughout this tutorial, okay? Number 2, we have a community happening here at the same time. Are you seeing everyone in the comments right there? Do you see that little number that shows you how many people are here live with us? That's a lot of people there, and feel free to share. We can get even more on board, right? But being part of the community makes this even more fun. You can see everyone working on it at the same time, everyone having probably similar questions as you do. So don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to communicate back and forth with some of you guys here. Bond with some of them, because you can find your next crochet bestie here. Who knows, right? So that is very important. So make sure you bond, because that's the fun part about the community event, right? And number 3, the very last part for now, is that I want to make sure that while I'm doing the live tutorial, please don't crochet at the same time. I know it sounds counterintuitive, like, Nikki, what are you talking about? You want us to crochet with you, don't you? No, not while I'm teaching, because here's the reason. You can only pay attention to so many things at the same time. It's enough that I need to crochet, pay attention to my patterns, you guys, and my technology at the same time. You don't have to do that. I want you to feel happy, and I want you to relax, and I want you to go through the pattern with me at the same time. So meaning virtually, visually, I want you to ask questions. I want you to be in a chat, and then replay the video as you're then actually crocheting. It's going to benefit you a lot more, especially if you are a beginner in crochet. Okay, so very important. At the very end, I want to remind you again, we have a little hashtag I would love for you to use in our Facebook group called Crocheting with Nikki when you're sharing about this event, when you're sharing your pictures. And I will have a question at the very, very end, and you have to answer that in order to be part of the giveaway. So make sure you stay till the end and answer that question. Sounds good? Okay, are you guys ready? All right, I see everyone very happy in the comments. Gigi is a little sick. That's okay. I hope you feel better soon. It's going around. I've heard a lot of people are sick. I haven't gotten it yet, so let's not jinx that, because I don't want to get sick while I'm teaching you guys. That would not be a good. So don't send it virtually. Keep it away from me. Okay, so here we go. Are you ready? So let me turn it around so you can see what I see. So this is the entire box. So let me give you a quick intro on what this pattern is all about, especially if you're just tuning in. You're like, Nikki, I don't know what you're talking about. So first of all, I put the link up there. Also a QR code if you'd rather do that. Okay, so this is the rose box, so you can take off the lid, and here is the envelope attached with a Velcro, which this is glued on because the glue on the Velcro is not very strong, so you want to kind of glue it on with something stronger. I used hot glue, but you can do whatever works best for you. E6000 is another good one. Just keep in mind that takes a little longer to dry than hot glue, for example. Okay, and then I also added a teeny tiny bit of Velcro right here, so I can open and close the envelope however many times I want to. Okay, so we're going to focus on the envelope with the little heart. I'm going to teach you to stitch, and I'm going to show you how to assemble that heart, envelope, and then we're going to crochet the heart as well. And today we're going to focus on the rose section. I'm going to make a small section of that because it just repeats itself, and I'll talk about the increases, so no worries about that. You have the written pattern at this link up here. If you purchased the PDF, you already have the entire pattern in front of you, either virtually or printed out, either way. So we're going to focus on the rose part first. So we're going to talk about how to make the actual circle part, the crocheting part of it, and then the transition. This is where some of you guys struggled a little bit, specifically right here. That little transition stumbled upon some of you guys, and that's totally fine. I actually rather do that than you guys just flying through it and not caring. So I'd rather you have a question than being bored. Okay, questions are usually more entertaining that way. Anyways, Dee Dee says E7000 is a little quicker than E6000. I didn't know that there's an E7000. I gotta look that one up. Did not know there's a higher version of the E6000. Thank you for telling me, Dee Dee, and everyone else as well. Okay, so let's get started on the rose part of it. And by the way, this is the cute little pralines. We're gonna work on the pralines in part 3, by the way. They go really, really quickly, so don't worry. It's not gonna take you that long. And this is the green bottom part of the box, and it has some leaves. I might add a third leaf down the road, maybe. For now, I have 2, so it looks pretty that way. Okay, so let's focus on the rose part right here. We're going to start at the center without doing the 3D part yet. So let me move this guy to the side for now. I have a 4mm crochet hook. The entire pattern is done in worsted yarn. I'm not going to talk about the yarn right now because there's too many different types. Please check the material list for all the different yarns, including which yarn I'm using for which part of the pattern. It is written down in the written pattern. So please don't ask which yarn are you using right now, because I don't have them all in my head. So please make sure you check that out. Vicky says, could I use the envelope for a gift card? Yes, it's big enough for a gift card. It's actually a hint bigger than a gift card. I made it big enough that it works for a little love letter, for a gift card, for anything similar to that. Yes, for sure. It's big enough for that. So if you can look at my hand, and then if you look at a gift card, you know, next to your hand, you can tell this is definitely big enough for a gift card. A little bit bigger actually than a gift card. Okay, so let's get started on the rose section, the top part, the outer part of the top lid, okay, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna start with a magic ring. I might actually zoom in just a hint so you guys can follow along a little bit. Let's see if it's going to sharpen it. Yay. Okay, so magic ring. Keep in mind that a magic ring is just a loosened up slip knot, and you're going to put your ring finger, hopefully ring finger, you can do another finger too. Ring finger is the easiest. Put that ring finger in there, and then you make a chain of 1, and that just keeps the magic ring in place, as you can see right here. Okay, it is no other purpose than that. So that chain of 1, and that ring finger in here keeps the tension. That's what you want. Okay, we're going to start with an alternative turning chain. I just looked at my pattern. It looks like I may have forgotten to mention that. Did I? No, I think I wrote it somewhere down. I'll make sure that it's there in case it's not there. But we're starting every first double crochet of a round that is non-continuous round. We're actually doing continuous, but if you ever see a non-continuous round, that means where you do slip stitches, that very first stitch of that round or row is an alternative turning chain when there's a double crochet mentioned. So here we're doing it 1 time because it's continuous rounds. Okay, so 1 time you're doing an alternative turning chain, which means you're going to start with a single crochet stitch. The alternative turning chain is also known as a stacked single crochet stitch. Once you have your single crochet stitch, you're going to insert your hook into the loop that's closest to your yarn finger. So I say that on purpose instead of saying left and right, because we also have lefties here. If you're a lefty, use the free Chrome extension called Video Mirror. Google it, install it on your Chrome browser, and that way you can flip any video around, mirror it. Okay, that's why I don't say any direction here, left and right. I don't say that, so that way it's much easier for my lefties to follow along. Okay, so anyways, you pull up another loop, right? So you have 2 loops on your hook now, yarn over and pull through. So you now have a stacked single crochet, 2 of them on top of each other, counts as a double crochet stitch. Okay, so now we're going to add 12 more double crochet stitches in this round. Okay, so that's going to take me just a second. So if you have any questions so far, you let me know. So this is one of the sparkle yarns, by the way. I believe they don't have it in stock right now, unless I hope they bring it back, because it's a really, really fun yarn to use. I think this is from Mary Maxim. But anyway, so let me get to 13 stitches, because the alternative turning chain counts as a stitch. So let's see here. How many have I done so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 3 more to go. 11, 12, and 13. Let's double check. I do have that many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yay! Okay, so we're going to pull and close up that ring as tight as you can. You weave this in later, but for now, we're going to use this as a turning chain right here. Dee Dee says, I didn't make a chain of 1. That's okay. The chain of 1 just holds the magic ring in place. Does not count as a stitch. So if you forgot it, don't worry about it. It's fine. Anyways, we're going to use this here as our stitch marker. You can use a regular one, but it's already hanging there. Might as well use it, okay? We're not going to do a slip stitch because we want it to be spirally. We're going continuous round, so make sure you use your stitch marker so you know where you're at, okay? So I'm going to go right into the very first stitch right here. This is the alternative turning chain, so you can see that little V there at the top. That's what we're going to use. Starting now, and it's written down in the pattern. That's the first part that was a little confusing for some of you guys. I wrote it right there in the beginning, so that way you remember it for the rest. Okay, so rows 2 through 7 are all done in the back loop only. I didn't write down back loop only, back loop only, back loop only. That would have been kind of too silly. So I wanted to tell you that the entire pattern, that is rounds 2 through 7, are all done in the back loop only. Okay, so I say it now once, everyone knows now, right? Okay, we're going into the round 2 now, so back loop only, and we're going to start with double crochet stitches. Actually, we're not starting, we're doing it continuously with double crochet stitches. Okay, so we're going to do 2 double crochet stitches per stitch all the way around. So it's going to take me just a second to get there, and then I'm going to show you one more round together for my little small swatch, and I'll guide you through the rest of it. Okay, so once you kind of see the very first 3 rounds, the rest of it is very easy going. Oh, my yarn decided to make some dancing business over here. What happened? Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 double crochet stitches per stitch. Are there any questions so far? You let me know. If anything is confusing, if I'm too fast in talking, you tell me. I try to make sure that I'm talking as slow as possible and repeat myself too to make sure that everyone can follow along. And feel free to chat with others in the group here in the chat. I see a lot of you guys chatting back and forth. So keep going on that. Maybe check if you found a crochet bestie. Why don't you guys talk about where you guys live? Okay, no personal information, just the city and the state or the country. Maybe you find someone that lives close to you. Go ahead and try to find someone that you might want to bond with. You guys are all like-minded people. All of you guys love crochet. So maybe you want to connect with someone that, you know, loves crocheting just as much as you do. Maybe live close to you. They don't have to live close to you, by the way. Maybe add a little nice extra detail about yourself. Is there something that is special about you? Do you love to bake sourdough, for example? Or do you love gardening? So that way you can connect with other little characteristics about yourself. Anyways, so I just finished the round 2 right here, and let me point this out so you can see now that there's this little spiral happening. Okay, so this is all the front loops that are left over. We're going to use those later. Okay, so those are important to have. You want to have those front loops. Okay, that's why we're going into the back loop. Okay, let's see. Maxine says, I did an ATC at the beginning of every round. Does that matter? I wouldn't do that because we're doing continuous rounds. So it's not necessary and might even make a little dent in your project. So I would not recommend doing that. So doing the ATC at the beginning of every round is only when you do a slip stitch. Okay, in this case, for continuous rounds, you don't want to do it. Okay, you technically could, but it may not look the same. It might be a little zigzag happening because what you have to do then is you have to go down and then back up instead of staying up, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're now going into round 3. I'm going to do one more round with you guys. So round 3 is going to start with 1 double crochet in the first stitch. Keep in mind, everything is back loop only. I'm just not going to say it again, okay? So first stitch of round 3 is a double crochet stitch, and then the next stitch is going to be 2 double crochet stitches. Now you're going to repeat this all the way around. So that means 1 double crochet stitch and then 2 double crochet stitches, which is an increase, right? So by the way, I know I didn't mention the stitch number, but you can easily do the math. In the very first round, we have 13 stitches. We doubled that number in round 2, so we're 26 stitches. In the next round, we're adding 13 additional stitches. So 26 plus 13 is 39. So if you want to know how many stitches we have per round, you're just adding 13 per round, okay? So just that you know that. If you want to do a quick math in your head, doing some math in your head keeps you young. So don't be afraid to use some math in your head once in a while. It's a good thing. Keeps you young. All right. But look at my yarn doing some funky business here. It wasn't doing that before. Now it's like it's a little shy, okay? It's like saying, okay, I got to do something fun in between. As long as we don't have to frog, we should be okay, right? A little yarn barf, I guess, is okay. As long as we don't have the frog being introduced, we're okay. We're okay. All right. Let's see. We're not all gals here. That's fine. That's fine. I'm so sorry. I should say ladies and gentlemen. Of course. I would love to have some guys in here too. I'd love to see some crochet guys in between. I always feel like that's the perfect thing. I love seeing that. Thank you for being here. Let's see. What's your name? Bob. Hi, Bob. I'm glad you're here. Bob the Crocheter. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm so glad you made it. All right. Yes, you guys can all connect with each other. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't have to be just ladies. Crocheting is for anyone, any gender, any age. It does not matter. It's the love of crocheting and yarn. That's what matters here. Nothing else. All right, let's see. Tracy says her dog is here too, and she loves everyone too. Yay! Who else has some animals floating around you? My cat decided to go in my closet. She's like, no, Nikki, you're talking too loud. I don't need to hear that right now. So she likes to take off when I talk very loudly. For her, that's considered loudly, I guess, because usually when I work or crochet, I don't talk much. So when I'm teaching you guys, I am talking a little louder. So yeah, that's why she usually takes off. But I have a kitty cat. For anyone who has a kitty cat, let me know. Okay, so let's keep going. I'm almost done with this round, and then I guide you through the rest of the rounds verbally. It is very easy though, don't worry. So I just double check here each time that I'm doing it right. So round 3, let me quickly remind you, was 1 double crochet stitch and then 2 double crochet stitches in the following stitch, okay? So now you're going to do a few more rounds. You're going to go on to round 7, okay? So you're going to do something very similar for every round, okay? So what you're going to do now is, and this is what I like to do, but you can follow the written pattern to the T. It's the same idea, just said a little bit differently. So what you're going to do is in the next round, I'm going to say it 2 different ways. Either way works. It's the same idea. So in the next round, you're going to do 1 single crochet in 2 stitches and then an increase. And then you repeat that. Okay, another way of saying this would be to do 1 double crochet per stitch until you hit the increase. Here's the increase, right? And then on top of the increase, you're going to crochet an increase. You see what I'm saying? It's the exact same idea. Okay, it's the same location. So, and then in the following round, which would be round, let me say it correctly, round 5 would be then 1 double crochet in 3 stitches, then an increase. Round 6 is 1 double crochet in 4 stitches, then an increase. And round 7 is 1 double crochet in 5 stitches, then an increase. You do this all the way around each individual time, okay? And you keep up the back loop only for the entire project until round 7, okay? So now let's pretend I just did round 7, okay? So round 7, and this is another little part that got a few of you guys confused. Don't worry, I'm gonna clear up the air right now. So pretend I just did round 7, okay? So, and what it says after that in round 8, it says hang on, actually at the end of round 7. It's still the beginning of round 8. It doesn't matter. I wrote it in round 7 because in round 8 we're doing something different. So I didn't want to confuse you. But apparently I confused some of you. It's fine. Okay, so what you're going to do now is, again, pretend I finished round 7. What you're now going to do is you need to get down in the height of a single crochet stitch. So we're currently high up. Do you see that? We're high up. We need to get down there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do 3 stitches. We're going to do, and this stays in the back loop only, okay? That's why I wrote it in round 7, even though it's the beginning of round 8. So what you're going to do is you're going to go in the back loop only, and you're going to do a half double crochet stitch. Then you're going to do in the next stitch a single crochet stitch, and then you're going to do a slip stitch. So now we went down. We went in a height downwards. We now have a nice pretty circle. So we now can go into round 8, okay? So round 8, and what I like to do is now move my stitch marker over, so that way this is kind of the beginning of round 8, okay? You could say the half double crochet is the beginning, but it's kind of like that in between. You know, when you go from one country to another, there's that neutral zone in between. You know what I mean? So this is my neutral zone, okay? This is the half double, single, and slip stitch. Those are the neutral zones, okay? That's it. We're going to go through it. Okay, so we're now going into round 8. So round 8 is going to go into the 3rd loop behind the V, okay? So if you're going to look now at your project, so let me see if I can point to it a little bit better. So you have the front loop, 1st loop, the back loop, 2nd loop, and if you now look right behind it, there's another loop. That's the 3rd loop. And the front loop and the back loop together are considered the V. So the loop behind it, the 3rd loop behind the V, That's what we're going into. I know it's a long name, but that's what they called it. And so we're just going to go with it because everyone knows it as that. Okay. And once you learn it, you'll be fine. Okay. So we're going to go into that third loop behind the V, and you're going to crochet all the way around for one round only, single crochet stitches. Okay. So that loop is not super tight for the lid. Okay. We'll talk about the inside part. The outside part of the lid is not tight. For the inside part, it's a hint tight. We'll talk about that in a second, okay? So you're going to go all the way around, and you're going to go into that third loop, and you're going to crochet a single crochet stitch. What happens here is you're going to create this beautiful little edge all the way around. That V will stay at the front, and it's going to make this beautiful little edge of your box, and it's going to look real pretty in the end, okay? So go all the way around, and you're going to crochet one single crochet per stitch into that third loop behind the V. Got it? So since this is a double crochet we're going into, it's not that hard to get in there, okay? So you don't have to worry too much. It goes really smoothly. Now, let's talk about, while I'm doing that, I'm going to talk about the inside part of the lid real quick, because this takes me just a second to get there. So for the inside part of the lid, you're going to repeat the entire process with one difference. Actually, excuse me, two differences. The first difference is you're not going to go into the back loop only. The inside part of the lid. I'll show it to you in a second again, so that may make sure there's no confusion, okay? So actually, let me show you right now so you understand. So you have the outside part of the lid, and then you have the inside part of the lid, okay? That is two different pieces. Come on, camera. Are you going to focus on me? No. There we go. Now it's back. Okay. So there's an inside part and there's an outside part. There's two different pieces that have plastic canvas in between, okay? Two different pieces. So this one is the inside part of the lid, and in that, you're not going to crochet in the back loop only. You're going to go through both loops. You could crochet in the back loop only in case you did do it. It's fine. Nobody's going to really see it or pay attention too much. But here I didn't do that, okay? So I didn't go in the back loop only. It is only for the rows section of it, okay? And then the other difference is that at the very last round, we're not doing double crochet stitches. You're doing a single crochet stitches. That's the other difference, okay? Because we need to make sure that the inside part of the lid is a hint smaller. That way there's no wavy business happening. Does that make sense? Okay? So the very last round, and it's written down in the written pattern, so you don't have to worry about that. The very last round is single crochet stitches of the inside part, okay? So let me confirm that that is true what I just said, because I remember writing that down. Oh no, you know what? I'm double checking myself right now. That is actually what I just said was for the green part. Oh, I jumped ahead. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay, so let me say it again in the corrected way. I jumped ahead. I went with my green part right now. It happens. See? At least it wasn't the frog. Okay, let me say it again the right way. Okay, it was only one difference between the outside and the inside, and that is that you're not going in the back loop only. There's no single crochet round here at the very end. I am so sorry for confusing you. That is for the green part. Okay, so I'll show you that in 2 days when we're doing part 2. Okay, let me now finish this little part right here, and then I'm going to show you the 3D section in order to crochet that beautiful rose on top. Okay, I don't think there was much confusion on that, but I will make sure I'm very clear. Is there any confusion right now? You let me know. Okay, let's see. Tanya says, I was just about to say the pattern says DC. Yes, thank you for seeing that too. I just realized that, and I'm so sorry for confusing some of you, but I'm glad I was able to correct it instantly. Yes, that is for the green part. We're doing a single crochet row, not for the red part. Okay, I'm just going to say red and green. I think that's going to be easier to remember. So the red part has no single crochet row for round 7. That is for the green part. There is a single crochet row for round 7. Okay, so let me finish this now here. This is the third loop behind the V, right? So we're doing this all the way around until the end. And then I'm going to cut my yarn and I'm going to transition into the rose part of the pattern. Okay, so right here. So what you would do at this stage when you're doing your little box, okay, You're going to do a few more rounds. Round 9 through 15, it's just one single crochet per stitch. That's it, okay? One single crochet per stitch. And this is what happens over here. This is what you're doing right now, okay? So once you finish the third loop behind the V, then you're just going to add a few more rounds of just single crochet stitches, okay? So, and now what we're going to do is I'm going to cut this. Where's my scissors? Right here. Cut this up. And just pretend I made my little box and I did round unto round 15, okay? And woven my ends and stuff. So what I'm going to focus on right now is the rose section right here, okay? Let's see. I'm not centered. I'm so sorry. My camera's off a little bit. I just noticed that. It's a little further over. It's okay. I'm just going to move it. It's fine. Vicky, am I okay now for you? Okay, so I'm going to make it a hint brighter. I noticed that it's a hint dark. Let's see if I can make it a hint brighter. Just a tiny bit. Is that better? I think this is good. Okay, we're now going to focus on the rose part right here. Let's see. Okay, Linda says round 7 for the rose says a double treble in the stitch. Yes, we're going to talk about that, okay? So we have double crochet stitches, treble crochet stitches, and double treble crochet stitches, okay? We're going to talk about all of them, and I'm going to show it to you in my little swatch so that way there's no confusion of anything, okay? So we're going to go through all of those. No worries at all. So the first thing you're going to do is, okay, don't do what I just did and have this teeny tiny tail. You're going to have a little bit of a longer tail because you want to be able to make sure that you're weaving it in the end, okay? So let's see, can you show where the third loop is in a single crochet for the green part? We're going to do that actually. Maxine, I don't want to have confusion right now because the green part is for part 2. So let's talk about that in part 2 because I'm going to redo it anyways for that. And I'm going to show you in part 2, Maxine. So that way it's no confusion, okay? But that is part 2. Okay, and so we're going to focus really quickly on the rose section right now. So what you're going to do is you're going to add your slip knot to your hook, and you're going to start here right at the center. So feel free to put your things down right now and then kind of look. Where is my starting point? Where's my very first front loop? Okay, so my very first front loop is right there. You see that? So it is actually part of the alternative turning chain. We went into the back loop only, remember? So right here is my very first front loop. Now you could have added a stitch marker to it at the very beginning if you wanted to. That way you mark it, but it's not hard to see, okay? This is my very first front loop. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go right into that, okay? Like wiggle my hook right into that. And now I'm going to crochet a single crochet stitch, okay? One single crochet stitch. Ta-da! Okay, so now you're going to skip one stitch, which would be the front loop. We're only focusing on the front loops right now, okay? You're going to skip one stitch, and then in the next stitch, you're going to crochet 6 double crochet stitches in the same stitch, okay? Think of it like a shell. I think I'm going to add a note to the pattern just to make sure there's no confusion. It's like a shell stitch. They're all done in the same stitch, okay? The 6 double crochet stitches. So right here, all in the same stitch, creating that shell, okay? Like kind of like a wave. You know what I mean? Like a mountain. Okay, so we're going to crochet 6 double crochet stitches in the same stitch, okay? So this is number 3, 4, 5, and 6. They're all double crochet stitches. So it looks like this, okay? So now you're going to repeat the pattern pretty much. You're going to skip a stitch. You're going to crochet a single crochet stitch. Okay, so you're going to start seeing it kind of, you know, bend a little bit. We want that. That's what we want, okay? We want it to bend like this. Now, the thing is, when you get further out and out and out and out, you need to kind of increase your stitches. And this is why you see that later on, we started, instead of using double crochet stitches, we then used treble crochet stitches, and then later on, double treble. So I'm going to do here one more section in doubles, and then I'll transition into the treble, just to can show you all of the steps, okay? So once you have your single crochet done, you're going to repeat this again, right? So skip one front loop, and then you're going to go and crochet your 6 double crochet stitches all in the same stitch. You know, thinking about my pattern right now, I probably should have just put brackets around it. That would have been much easier for you guys to understand. But I will add a little note to it to make sure that there's no confusion. But gladly you have this video, so it's going to clear up most of the confusion, right? So then you're going to skip a stitch again, one stitch, and then a single crochet stitch. Okay, I'm gonna now, even though it doesn't say like this in the pattern, I'm gonna transition to the treble. But before I do, I'll let you know that you're gonna crochet rounds 2 through 4. This is round 1, right? So technically you're going to start in round 2 where the front loops are starting, right? So 2 through 4, you're gonna crochet in the double crochet version that I just showed you. 2 through 4, so that's 3 rounds. You're going to do that, okay? So 3 rounds, you're going to do 1 single, skip, 6 double crochet stitches in the same stitch, skip, and repeat. For 3 rounds, you're going to do this on the front loops, okay? Now, in rounds 5 through 6, you're going to crochet the triple crochet version. Let me show you. Let's pretend I'm in round 5 right now. What you're going to do is you're going to skip 2 stitches because triple crochet stitches are larger. You're going to skip a little extra. So skip 2 stitches and then you're going to crochet a triple crochet stitch. So triple is 2 yarn overs, okay? And you're going to crochet 6 triple crochet stitches in the same stitch. So 2 yarn overs, put them all in the same stitch, 6 of them, okay? So 2 yarn overs, and work up your triple crochet stitch until you have 6 of them in the same stitch. Okay, Barbara says I didn't do that in mine. Which part did you not do in yours? Now I'm curious, Barbara, what did you not do? Now I'm very curious. Okay, so do I have 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yes, I have 6 triple crochet stitches. So again, I am with the triple crochet stitches, you're going to skip 2 stitches. And then you're going to crochet a single crochet stitch. This is for rounds 5 through 6, okay? So now I'm going to do this one more time and then I'll show you the double triple version, okay? So again, skip 2 stitches and then the following stitch, we're going to crochet 6 triple crochet stitches. This section is rounds 5 through 6 in those front loops, okay? Barbara says the 6 in 1. Okay, so I would love to see your version now. How does that look like if you don't have 6 and 1? Did you do one per stitch? I would love to see how that looks like, actually. That would be very interesting to see the difference. So, Barbara, if you wouldn't mind sharing the picture with me or into the group, feel free to do so, unless you want to redo it. That's fine with me as well. I'm just curious. Okay, so now that we did this part, I'm going to skip 2 stitches and make a single crochet stitch. Now let's pretend I just went all the way and finished round 6. So round 7 would be the part where you're doing the double triples, okay? For that section, you're going to skip 3 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, and you're going to crochet 8 double triple stitches. Double triple, okay? So let me show you. Double triple just means 1 extra yarn over, okay? So yarn over 3 times. Do you see that? Yarn over 3 times. Nikki, you got to stay in frame. 3 times. So you have 4 loops on your hook. Do you see that? 3 yarn overs. Go into your stitch. So 1, 2, 3 skipped into here. Okay, and I'm going to work it up just like I did for the double or triple crochet stitch, okay? So I'm going to do 8 of them, so 3 yarn overs and crochet my double triple stitch, okay? I think the reason I keep going off is because my camera is zoomed in. That's why. I keep trying to remember why I'm going off. It's because I'm not used to it being so zoomed in. Okay, so we're going to do 8 of them. So this might be a little bit funky to hold because it's a very long stitch, but it's very, very important because at the end you don't want to have teeny tiny loops at the very end, so it's totally fine. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far, so I have 3 more to go. So, oops, I only did 2 yarn overs. We're doing 3 yarn overs, okay, and we're going to do 8 of these double triples in the same stitch. So literally this is the very last round of the front loops. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 more. So 3 yarn overs and work it up like a double, triple, etc., right? Every time yarn over, pull through 2 until the end. So it's going to look like this. Then you're going to skip 3 stitches, 1 single, and then you're going to repeat this all the way until the end. Okay, so this is how my little section looks like. Let me show you. This is how it looks like when you've done that till the end. Okay, so you have here rounds 2 through 4 are with the double crochet version. Then there's 2 rounds with the triple crochet version. At the very end, you have the double triple version. Okay, are there any questions so far? Barbara says hers is just a little flatter. That's okay. It's not a big deal. If you want to redo it, that's totally fine. But if it still looks like a rose, I guess you should be okay. Tracy says I worked single, skip 1, then 2 doubles in 3 stitches. That might work too. If you want to try that, I would love to see that version as well. Okay, so are there any questions about the rose box lid? Remember, the assembly part is for part 2. We're going to focus that on the next time, okay? Are there any questions so far? Because I want to transition now into the envelope where you're going to learn the linked double crochet stitch, and then we're going to do the heart, okay? We are going to, I'm going to show you how to do the assembly of the envelope, so no worries about that, okay? It's so pretty, Gigi says. I really hope I can finish this. You can. I promise you it won't take you that long, okay? Labyrinth, I don't know how to pronounce your name, okay? I'm so sorry. She says the pattern says to do 1 single at the beginning of these rounds, but you seem to be starting with skip stitches. Is it? In my little swatch right here, I kind of pretended I did certain rounds. Does that make sense? I started with a single crochet stitch, just like all the other ones. I started with a single, and then it just kept on going, okay? So pretty much repeated. Let me say it out loud so it makes a little bit more sense. So in rounds 2 through 4, I started with a single crochet stitch. I skipped 1 stitch, 6 double crochet stitches in the same stitch, skip 1 stitch, repeat, okay? For rounds 2 through 4. Then rounds 5 through 6, I did, after the last skipped stitch, I did 1 single, then skip 2 stitches, 6 treble crochet stitches, skip 2 stitches, and repeat, right? And then at the last repeat, once I finished round 6, I then went into round 7. That transition might not be perfect, but you can see when your transition's happening, right? Then in the very last round, after the last skip stitch, you're going to do 1 single crochet stitch, 3 skipped stitches, 8 double triple stitches, skip stitches, which is 3 again, and then repeat until the end. Does that make sense? I recommend finishing with 1 single at the very, very end, even though I didn't mention it, but you don't want to finish with like some kind of high up version. Finish with a single at the very, very end. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense at this point, okay? Maxine says that I couldn't figure out where the round ended when I was working the front loops. You literally go until the end. Like I went until we started the 3rd loop. That's how far I went. Do you see that? This is literally where my end point is. Right here's the end point, and I finished literally at the very last stitch. That's kind of where you transitioned into the 3rd loop, right? That's how far I went, literally until the end, okay? And don't worry, if you have any questions, please email me, especially if you're afraid to ask questions. I would be upset if you don't ask a question. So if you're too afraid to do it publicly here on the live, that's fine. You can just email me. And if you're even scared of that, find a crochet bestie to ask the question for you. It's okay as well. I won't judge you, okay? No judgment here. Judgment-free zone. Brenda says, use your stitch markers. Yes, you've got this. Okay, are we good now? I want to make sure everyone is good, and I can transition into the envelope. Are we okay? Everyone, leave a little comment saying, yes, you can go on. And if there's still a question about it, you let me know, okay? And you can say, hang on, I have one more question. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see. Rachel says, Maxine, I had to count the loops. That's okay, too. Yeah, count as many as you want. It's good for your brain to count. That's good for you. All right. I'm going to gently move this over and pull my little envelope over because we're going to focus on that right now, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the stitch, okay? I'm not going to do the entire thing right now because that would be silly. That would be just you waiting and waiting and waiting. We're not going to do that. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to crochet the stitch for you. I'm going to show you how to do the stitch, okay? And then I'm going to show you on a piece of paper how to do the assembly because that's going to be much easier to follow along. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to use pink for this right now because I have more of the pink than I have of the red. So technically the envelope is made in white, but hey, I ain't stopping you. If you want to make your envelope in pink, you do it in pink, okay? I'm just going to do it in pink right now because I want to show you the stitch. So we're going to transition into that stitch right now. So technically for this pattern, you're going to do a chain of 21. I'm just going to do a small swatch right here. So I'm just going to do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do 6 chains. For the pattern, you're doing 21, okay? For the pattern, you're doing 21. So you're going to start from the second chain from the hook, and you're literally going into, I like to go in the back bump, but you can also go do the back loop. It doesn't matter, okay? Especially because you're doing assemblies here, it doesn't matter too much. So I like to go in the back bump of the second chain from the hook, pull up a loop. Okay, that's what you're gonna do. You're now gonna go into the next stitch because we're doing a double crochet version, linked though. By the way, this one right here is now your yarn over for the double crochet stitch. Okay, so the one that you pulled up from that second chain, that is your yarn over for the double crochet stitch. It's just linked. Okay, you're going into the next one right here, and the third one, and you're going to pull up a loop. So now you have them all linked, right? You link them to the second and to the third. I feel like my camera is not 100% focused. So I'm going to zoom just a tad more and hopefully it's going to focus. Does it? It doesn't like the pink, huh? It doesn't like the pink. Let's see if I can make it focus a little bit better. Doobie-doo. Come on, camera. Focus. There we go. I knew I could do it. Okay, so now that we have our 3 loops, we're going to do yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Okay, so we have now our beautiful double crochet stitch that is linked to our chain. It's like a foundation right there. Okay, so we're now going into the next stitch, but we need to link it now to that first one. Not the foundation, the first one that we just did. So do you see that bar right here? It's kind of a horizontal bar right there in the center. You're going to go through, so instead of doing a yarn over for the double, you're going to go through this little horizontal bar, pull up a loop, so you have your yarn over like that, going into the next chain and pull up a loop, and now you have 3 loops on your hook again, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, that's your next linked double crochet stitch. Now you have a new bar. Do you see that? You're every time creating this new bar. So that one right there, you're going to go into that, pull up a loop, then go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, finish it up like a double crochet stitch. Okay, these are all linked with each other. Then again, go into that horizontal bar from the last stitch. And we're going to just finish this round here, pretend it's 21, okay? 21 chains. I did 6 over here. So that means I will end up with 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches right here that I did. We're not counting that little foundation right there, okay? So that means if you have 21 chains, you should end up with 19 stitches, okay? So we're now going to turn. I'm just going to show you the beginning right here of the next round. You're going to do a chain of 2. And you're going to insert your hook into the second chain from the hook, yarn over, pull through. That's your yarn over for that double crochet stitch. Now going to the very first stitch, pull up a loop. You have your 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And now you're going to continue as before, every time going into that horizontal bar that was created, pulling up a loop, and then pull up a loop in the next stitch, finish it up like a double, and so forth. You're doing that entire envelope using linked double crochet stitches. Are there any questions about the linked double crochet? Because now I'm going to show you how to do the assembly. Once you have your little square done for your envelope, okay, then we need to now turn this into an actual envelope. So let's pretend this is your little envelope square, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to take your 3 corners. You have one that's going to be left over for now, okay? You're going to take your 3 corners and you're going to fold them inward, okay, like this. So you're literally just going to fold them like that. Okay, mine are not perfect right now, but pretend they are. And you're going to sew these touching edges together, okay? The touching edges. So there should be, it's literally just like a, you know, a tip, like a peak, right? It's not a perfect triangle, but so you're going to sew up here and then you're going to sew down here. How you're going to sew it together, up to you. I used the mattress stitch, right? But you can also use the whip stitch. You can use the slip stitch, whatever you want. If you want more texture, you add all kinds of stitches to it if you want, okay? I used the mattress stitch. So what I did is literally went zigzag back and forth between 2 stitches, in, out, in, out, in, out, right? That's your mattress stitch. I have a separate tutorial for that if you need it. I'm going to make sure that it's in the pattern in case I didn't link it. I will link to it. I will double check after the live to make sure it's there, so that way you can reference it, okay? So you literally sew this together. I use the mattress stitch and that's all. Now what you're going to do then is you're going to fold this down. I actually folded it a little bit further, right? Like this. So it's more of a, you know, there's an extra edge right here. That's what I did. Oh, look at that pretty little, I didn't realize that it's the way I folded it. That's where the heart is going to go. Okay. So this is just going to hang over. And then I added a little bit of glue here, Velcro and glue over here, Velcro and glue over here, and they kind of attach to each other, okay? So that's what I did. Now we're going to add the heart on top. Nana has a question. Let's see. Nana says, I'll be honest, I have the biggest headache trying to comprehend all of these stitches. Thank heavens there's a video I can refer back to. Remember, I only have created one for my head not knowing. And that's fine, Nana. I'm so glad. That's why I make these live tutorials, so you have an easy time going through it. Are there any questions about the envelope? It looks like we're good on the envelope part, okay? So now I'm going to show you really quickly how to do the heart, and then we're going to sum it all up, okay? Because there's not much to crochet today. I made sure it's not too overwhelming. I broke it up into 3 easy parts so you can focus on each part individually, okay? Looks like there's no additional questions on the envelope. Let's see. And Nana, if you have any questions, you know you can always email me, girl, right? I love getting your emails. Okay, so I'm going to move this little envelope to the side for now, and let's focus on the heart, okay? The heart is one pattern that I have literally in my head as a memory. I have it memorized. This little cute heart is so easy to do. So let me show you how to do the heart real quick, okay? So you're going to start with a magic ring, okay, just like we've done before. And you're going to pull your yarn through, adjust everything accordingly, make a chain of 1 for now, just that you have your magic ring in place. We're actually going to make a chain of 3 in total. So once you have your chain of 1, we're going to add 2 more chains to it. Okay, this is how it's going to look like. We're going to start with treble crochet stitches. We're going to do 3 treble crochet stitches all into the magic ring. So this will be 1, then 2, then 3. Okay, so 3 treble crochet stitches. We're all going in the magic ring, okay? If you have a hard time with the magic ring, number 1, remember it's like a loosened up slip knot. Number 2, you can also just make an extra chain and put everything into the first chain. So instead of doing a magic ring in a chain of 3, you would make a chain of 4 and place every stitch that I'm telling you into the first chain, okay? You can do that. You may just have to sew that hole closed a little bit at the very end. Okay, I'm going to continue with my magic ring version. After the 3 treble crochet stitches, you're going to do 3 double crochet stitches. So this is my second and my third, okay? So now we're going to do a chain of 1 and a treble crochet stitch. Okay, that's our little peak there, the little tip on the bottom. Okay, so that's how it's going to look like. So we're about halfway through the heart right now. Okay, so we're now going to go and do the other half. So we're working our way backwards now. So chain of 1, and then now 3 double crochet stitches. So 1, 2, and 3, and now 3 more triple crochet stitches. Okay, So 1, whoopsie daisy, something happened here. Let's do that again. So 1 treble crochet stitch, 2nd treble crochet stitch, and 3rd treble crochet stitch. And then once we get to this point, we have only one more little small thing to do, and that is a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3, and a slip stitch into the magic ring gently. Then you're going to close it up. So pull, 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 literally pull. Okay, and there's our little heart. Look, just like magic. Look at that pretty heart. So all you have to do at this point is sew or weave in all your ends, right? Like I just pull this here at the end. You're going to sew this. I like to kind of sew it in a circle, right, to make sure nothing comes undone. And then what you would do is you glue it or sew it right to the tip of your little envelope. I must say this heart is actually also very cute for this teeny tiny paper one. Very cute. Anyways, and here's of course how it's going to look like. I actually made it. I attached it right to the tip. Do you see that? So my red heart is right at the tip right there. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to check the comments here for a second just to make sure I'm not missing anyone here. Nana says, I feel so dumb. I'm 5 years old again. I do appreciate all the love, support, and no judgment. No, don't feel like you're young. I mean, we can stay young. Hey, I'm not stopping you from feeling like 5 years old. I like to be 5 years old sometimes too. Let's do that. It's more fun, less responsibility, right? Anyways, Maxine says, I just frogged my 2 red pieces, so don't feel bad. You've got this, Maxine. Frogging a little bit is okay, okay? Put some music on, put an audiobook on, redo it. You're all good to go. Let's see. Maxine says, I only have the heart made for now. That's fine. You keep going. You have plenty of time. Barbara says, I ate the candy. I hope it wasn't the chocolate crochet one. I hope you ate real candy, because this one, although has a lot of fiber, I think it's going to give you tum-tum problems. Anyways, okay, I think we got everyone's questions answered. Am I right? I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can kind of summarize what we just did. Let me zoom out a tad. Okay, so we focused on the heart. I showed you how to get started on the circle with the back loop only. We transitioned at the very end after the circle. We transitioned into the 3rd loop behind the V, right? And then once you have those parts done, we also talked about that the inside part of your lid is pretty much the same pattern with only one difference, is you're going into both loops instead of just the back loop only, because you're not adding a rose right here, right? Then for the top part, the outer part of your lid, you would then added the rose part, which was either double crochet shell stitches, treble crochet stitches, treble crochet shell stitches. That was too many sh's in there. And at the very end, the last round is double treble crochet stitches. Okay, different types of skipped stitches in between, but the gist of it is the same idea, right? You're gonna keep going until the very end, until you hit that little section where the 3rd loop behind the V starts. Pretty much, that's how far you're gonna go. Okay. Then once you have that done, you're going to focus on the envelope. You make your little envelope square, sew your pieces together, like right here in that section, and then add your little Velcro if you like, put your heart on it, and you're ready to go. I added here Velcro on the back too. I want to point out something real quick on the Velcro. This section right here is that soft part of the Velcro. This part is the rough part. I did not want it here because in case I take my envelope off and put this back on, I didn't want the, scratchy part be attached to my pralines. I did not want that. So the soft part of the Velcro is here. This is the scratchy one, okay? Are we good on that? I want to make sure that's clear. Highly recommend you pay attention to that. This part is the scratchy one. This is the soft one. Do you hear the difference? You hear the difference? Okay, we're good. Okay, so that's what we focused on today. In part 2, we're going to focus on the green part. So the outer and inner part of the bottom part of the box, as well as the assembly and the leaf. That's what we're going to focus on. In part 3, we're going to focus on the pralines, okay? Double treble crochet stitches. I like that. I like the treble part. That's fun. Oh, I like that part. Okay, let's see. I heard that, Nikki. What did I say? Oh no! What did I say? What did I say? Oh, Claudia, what did I say? Now I didn't hear that. Did I say something bad? There's a frog song out there. It's hilarious. Oh, I gotta look that one up. Someone said, I heard that, Nikki. Claudia says, I heard that, Nikki. But what did I say? Did I actually say trouble? Did I say trouble? Did I? Well, we can introduce a little trouble in crochet too. We can do that. That's fine. Okay, I have one more question for you. One more question for you. So let me swoop around. Okay, so remember, as part of the live crochet along, we have a giveaway happening, right? We're gonna have 12 winners at the very end. Okay, so at the very end, it means during the party. Make sure that's in your calendar. It's this Saturday, January 17th. Did I say that right? Yes. 17th is going to be our big party, 12 p.m. Pacific time. So all the live parts, all of them at the same time, 12 p.m. Pacific time, each individual day for part 1, 2, 3, as well as the party. I highly recommend you all come into the party, especially if you're loving these live tutorials. Come join the party. We're going to have the 12 winners being announced right there, okay? So let me guide you through really quickly on how you can be part of those 12 winners, okay? We have 3 winners that be pulled from those who sign up for the live crochet along. All you got to do is tap that link or the QR code or the one in the description, head over, sign up, okay? We're going to pull 3 winners from those who just sign up. Whether you crochet or not, that's up to you, I guess. But if you sign up, you're automatically entered. No purchase necessary here, okay? You just automatically entered. All you have to do is sign up, put your email address in, good to go, okay? That way it can send you reminders about it. Anyways, the next part of it is watch all 3 live tutorials, whether that's through the replay or live with us here, okay? It does not matter. You have to watch all 3 of them and answer the question. I'm going to show you the question in a second, okay? So that's what you're going to do. That's the next part. We're going to pull 3 winners from the comments section directly from those videos. So make sure you do all 3 and you're good to go. Watch all 3, answer all 3 questions, good to go, okay? Then what you're going to do, the next part in order to win something, is you actually need to crochet or something, okay? The crocheting part would be finishing your rose box. You can add more pralines. You can add less pralines. It's up to you, okay? I'm not going to be judgy on that. Even the colors, if you want to switch it up, that's fine. Whenever you consider it to be finished, you're going to take a picture and you're going to use that hashtag right there and you're going to post it into the Facebook group called Crocheting with Nikki. By the deadline is 10 a.m. Pacific time, January 17th, 2026. By that time, you have to post your pictures, okay? I pulled 3 winners from those who finished this live crochet along, okay? And the very last part is join the party. So do you see every time 3? So 4 times 3, 12. Join the party at the very end, which is the 17th, and I'm going to have 3 questions right there live, and if you answer them right there live, you have a chance to win something as well. Sounds good? Okay, so here's my question for you. Let's see. Donna says, this moved fast, so I'm going to have to rewatch it. That's fine. You can go through it as many times as if you need to, okay? That's why we have replays available. Okay, so let me show you my question really quickly. Here's the question. What did we crochet at the beginning of this video? That's my question. I should say beginning the entire video pretty much. What did we crochet today? What was part of part 1? That was too many parts. What did we crochet for part 1? Leave a comment down below. Tell me whether it's in the live comments, whether it's during the replay. Bonus points telling me maybe what yarn you're using or the colors. Actually, I prefer the colors versus the yarn. I don't really care too much about the yarn of what you're using because that does not matter. But I'd love to know if you're mixing up any other colors. Maybe your rose is pink instead of red. Love to know. But What did we crochet today? What is part one? What is part one? Bonus points for those who tell me what colors you're using for each individual part. I would love to hear that, okay? So you have plenty of time to answer that question. You can do it now. You can do it a little later. That is fine. Let's see. Maxine says, Tracy, add a squeaker to the pralines. Oh my gosh, that would be fun. I would love to hear that if you are going to do that. Add a squeaker. That would be fun. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Okay, let's see. Was there another little question? Doobie-doobie-doo. I feel like there might be another. Was there another question? So the pralines won't be required for the crochet entries. Let me say it this way. It is a praline box. I expect at least one praline to be done, okay, as your part of your finished project. Let's do at least one, because that's kind of silly if you're making the entire box without any pralines, right? I mean, it's literally at the beginning of the name, right? Chocolate praline rose box with heart envelope, okay? That's technically the pattern, right? Now, do you have to do all the pralines? No, but at least do one of them. Can you do at least one? Okay, can you do at least one? Maybe two, maybe three. You don't have to do all 10 the way I did, but you can if you want to. You can even add more, right? If you use, by the way, thinner yarn, I used worsted yarn. If you use, let's say, DK yarn, there's more room to add more. It's up to you, but I add at least one, okay? Who did I just answer? I think it was Tanya. Tanya, I answered your question. Just want to make sure I answered everyone's question. Did I answer everyone's question? I think I did. Tanya says I was planning on stuffing it with real candy. You know what? That would be fun too. Can you just still at least crochet one of the pralines and put it on the side, even though you might be stuffing it with real candy? Tanya, would you do that favor for me, please? I just want to make sure you crocheted at least one. Just one. And then you can, stuff it with real candy. That would be cool too. And then take a picture of it in the end. Yay! Okay, I think I answered everyone's question, right? Okay, good. Now you guys are answering my questions, so that's even more perfect. Okay, so I'm going to see you for part 2, right? So part 2 is happening on Wednesday, the 14th. Am I saying this right? Yes, the 14th. Today's the 12th already. Yes, the 14th at 12 p.m. Pacific time. That's when we're going to work on part 2. And then part 3 is Friday, right? Same time, just different link, different location, but still on YouTube. I hope to see you guys then. Go ahead and crochet now your part 1. Post your pictures with that hashtag into the Facebook group and have fun. Come, bond with a few other crocheters together and enjoy the process of this really, really fun live crochet along with extra support and community. And of course, prices. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, bye-bye.